Well, they got another one. Crypto exchange Bittrex files for bankruptcy after SEC complaint.
If you wanna be crypto savvy, we can help you skip those valleys. Let's rally, yeah. If you wanna be crypto savvy, we can let
That's right,
investments
they got
rally.
another
Let's
one.
rally, yeah.
Bittrex, if you have not heard, filed for bankruptcy. Weeks. I mean, this is only a matter of like 2 or 3 weeks after the SEC filed their complaint. Cryptocurrency exchange Bittrex filed for bankruptcy protection on Monday, 3 weeks after the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission accused it of operating an unregistered securities exchange. Seattle-based Bittrex ceased operations in the U.S. on April 30th and said the bankruptcy filing would not impact Bittrex Global. Important distinction here, Bittrex Global is remaining open. The United States arm of Bittrex is what is closing down and filing for bankruptcy. Bittrex's assets and liabilities were between $500 million and $1 billion, and Bittrex said it is still holding crypto assets of United States customers who did not withdraw the funds before April 30th. Those assets are safe and secure, and Bittrex said it intended to ask the bankruptcy court for a limited reopening of customer accounts so that the crypto could be distributed back to customers. So, if you are a U.S. citizen and you still have crypto on the U.S. arm of Bittrex, do make sure that you're paying attention for updates coming out on that to make sure that you are able to get your crypto off that exchange when the time comes. And speaking of exchanges that are robbing people of their money, Voyager came out with another update yesterday. On Friday, Voyager filed the procedures with the bankruptcy court detailing how it intends to execute the company's Chapter 11 plan and provide initial recoveries to crypto to customers through the Voyager app. Alternatively, customers may choose to receive their initial recoveries in cash after the 30-day crypto withdrawal period has ended. The Voyager estate has $1.334 billion in assets, which equates to 75.68% of the aggregate value of customer claims against Voyager's estate. So Voyager is holding over 75% of the assets owned by the customers. Now, customers will receive an initial recovery estimated to be about 35%. So while they are holding 3/4 of the assets that they should be holding, so they're already failing there, they're only going to give you 35% of what you are entitled to, and they're claiming it is because of different holdbacks. Now, before we get to that chart and you get upset, let's read this last paragraph here. Dependent on resolution with the FTX Alameda preference claim dispute, the success of any additional claims brought by the Voyager plan administrator against third parties, as well as any recovery by the Voyager estate as a creditor in the Three Arrows Capital liquidation, customers may receive additional recoveries in the future. I just wouldn't hold my breath on it. So now if we look down at this table here, so in this top section here, you can see the total assets, like mentioned, is sitting at $1.3 billion. Percent of customers' claims in Voyager's possession, roughly 75%. Now, the holdbacks, as mentioned in the article, include FTX Alameda preference claim, as well as the Three Arrows Capitals claim. Now, if something were to happen with those, I guess it's possible. They did just find billions of dollars stashed away in the FTX debacle. So who knows? Keep your fingers crossed, I suppose. However, a couple of things that jumped out to me are I do not like paying administrative costs when you've already stolen money from me. And I also do not like paying court costs when you just stole money from me. Pay your own court costs, pay your own administration fees, and give the customers back their money and stop playing with it. Clearly, I'm over all this nonsense. And just in regards to the FTX bankrupt crypto exchange, FTX has recovered the $7.3 billion in assets, like I was just talking about. Bankrupt crypto exchange FTX has recovered about 7.3 billion in cash and liquid crypto assets, an increase of more than $800 million since January, the company's attorney said on Wednesday. FTX attorney Andy Diedrich said that the company is starting to think about its future after months of effort devoted to collecting resources. The situation has stabilized and the dumpster fire is out, Dietrich said. FTX has benefited from a recent rise in crypto prices, Dietrich said. Its total recovery would be valued at 6.2 billion based on crypto prices from November 2022 when it filed for the bankruptcy after traders pulled $6 billion from the platform in 3 days and rival exchange Binance abandoned a rescue deal. Seems to be a pretty strategic plan from Binance as they did the same thing to Voyager as well. FTX's new CEO, John Ray, has detailed improper fund transfers and poor accounting at the collapsed crypto exchange, describing it as a complete failure of controls. So this John Ray guy was also the one that teased the reopening of the FTX exchange, which I don't know if that was just supposed to be some kind of a sick joke or if he's actually under the impression that folks would bring their money back to FTX after they just lost billions of dollars to them. As it looks to the future, FTX is negotiating with stakeholders about options for restarting its crypto exchange, and it may make a decision on that in the current quarter, Dietrich said. As I just mentioned, before I even realized I was going to get to that part, what a stupid idea. No offense, but listen, this company just stole all your money. Why would you bring your money back to them? It's comical, it's insane, and I don't get. It's the same thing as like the Three Arrows Capital guys starting a new exchange. Like, could you imagine having millions or billions of dollars stolen and then bringing more money to the same people? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's interesting to say the least. Now, he did offer a few details on what a reboot might mean for FTX customers whose crypto deposits have been locked up during this bankruptcy case. So far, the FTX customers in Japan are the only ones that have been able to withdraw their crypto because of that country's strong crypto regulations, Dietrich said. FTX would need significant capital to restart its crypto exchange because the existing customer interface had little connection to the movement of money behind the scenes. Basically saying, when you saw the numbers on the charts and sale prices and things of that nature on the FTX app, it wasn't even connected to the real world movement of all the actual money and supply and demand and volume and all those things that come into play with actual price of assets. The app worked beautifully, but in truth, it was a facade, Dietrich said. It is not clear whether FTX should use its own funds to restart the exchange. Read that again. It is not clear whether FTX should use its own funds to restart the exchange. This is exactly what I'm saying about from Voyager, FTX, all these con artists that are stealing your money. What do you mean? It's unclear if it's going to use its own funds. So you're telling me you're going to lock up billions of dollars of retail investors' money and then use some of that money to restart the exchange and promise people that this time is going to be different. This is what I'm saying. Don't fall for it. So listen, guys, be savvy, be smart, not your keys, not your crypto. You've all heard that before. You know what? In all honesty, I never mention this on the videos, but there is always a link in the description of all the videos here at Be Crypto Savvy for a Ledger hardware wallet. If that is something that you are interested in purchasing, there is always a link in all of the videos, and they do typically have different deals going on. The last one, was up to $30 in Bitcoin with the purchase. I believe right now they've got something else going. You'll have to jump into the link and check that out if that is in fact you were something already in the market for. With that being said, I just wanted to jump over to Bitcoin. Price at the time of recording is $27,600. You can see here that we've recently fallen beneath that 20-day moving average and have actually reached back up and bumped our heads on it before getting rejected both times. So currently we are actually getting pinned in between that 20-day moving average and our support band here, starting at about $27,500. So we will be putting together a Bitcoin video later on, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. As for this video, we're going to cut it short and catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you then.
Like, comment, and subscribe, yeah.